Right, good morning or good afternoon or good evening. I'm Jenny Downey. I'm a worship leader here at St Budock, and I'm also the treasurer, which I've been doing for about 10 years now.
And I'm Roger Mills. I'm the assistant treasurer and I look after the gift aid in particular.
Our services here on Sundays are at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. every week, with 8 o'clock communion on the first Sunday of the month. Our services are all in church, but at the 10 o'clock service, we do Zoom still. We also have communion at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. Particularly to increase giving at baptisms, weddings, funerals and by midweek visitors, which we get quite a few of.
And I think obviously during the pandemic our cash donations have dried up pretty much, and people have got so used to contactless giving, we wanted to provide that facility as well. So we're mainly aiming it at visitors and occasional churchgoers, but it is being used by the local congregation, the regular congregation as well.
Roger looked at various systems that were going at the time, but we were also waiting for the computer company we use for our finance data development, it's called, to develop a compatible system with the programs we use. When this was ready last year, Roger looked at in detail at the data development backed one, sum up, and then presented his findings to the PCC, who approved going ahead, and we will review how successful it is after a year.
Yes, so the decision as to the actual device was really made for us because data developments only have an integration with this particular machine at this moment, though the others will follow. So it seemed to meet our requirements, so that's what we went for.
So this particular device that we've got here today is called a Collectin. And the way that this device works is it's an integrated unit. You've got a nice tablet here at the front, and then at the top here you've got a contactless device that can also be flipped open to reveal a chip and PIN device. Advantages to this unit are that it can work with Wi-Fi. So if your church has an existing Wi-Fi connection, you can just connect it up to that and it processes it through your existing broadband. Or if you don't have Wi-Fi, it comes bundled with a multi-network SIM card that takes an internet connection from whatever phone network is around you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the case that you have O2 or EE or Vodafone. The way the SIM card works is it automatically switches to the strongest signal. So even if you don't have broadband, as long as a phone signal is available in your area, the machine will be able to contact the internet. Other good things about this particular unit is you can attach a Kensington lock to it to securely keep it in situ. And if you really want to permanently place it in one location, you can buy an additional wall mount which can screw into a table or screw into a wall. Though of course you may need a faculty depending on where precisely you want to place that. Another thing about this particular unit as well is it's got a handle here on the back and a built-in battery, meaning that if you wanted to take the device to events or if you wanted to move it around the church, you would be able to do that with the built-in battery, and as long as there's a phone signal or the Wi-Fi available, that will work. Other things to consider about this device is there at the moment is no ongoing monthly cost. Once you purchase the device, the only thing you're going to be paying is the processing fee for the card transactions, which are subject to change, but at the moment are about 1.1 or 1.3%.
We find it pretty easy, but as you can see, we have got a display there next to the machine, so people coming in, if they're not sure what to do, it's quite simple to follow those instructions. They're clearly on display where they are, so as people walk into church they can see it. And then at the mainly at the occasional services, Jeff, our vicar, requests nicely that people might donate via the contact tin at the back of church. But also we have QR codes on bits of paper in the pews as well.
Yes, so the QR codes have been used, not as much as the contactless device, but it's handy for people to take the pew slips away with the QR code on them, and we can tell from the time that donations are made that they are doing it at home as well as in church. If occasionally there's been a queue, so people might prefer to use the QR code to beat the queue, and occasionally if the device hasn't been working, then the QR code is an alternative. So it's definitely worth exploring both facilities.
So to make a donation on this particular unit, you go to the screen at the front and you choose a donation amount. So 3, 5, 10 or 20. In this case, I'm going to choose 3. Those donation amounts are customizable, and you can also have the option of entering a custom amount, but that option has been turned off on this particular unit. After that, it's asking me to tap my card at the top, and it's going to give me a helpful little beep to tell me that that's been accepted. It will say, "Thank you for your donation to St. Budock Parish Church." Done.
You get one. Some up were very helpful in the early stages, especially when we had a few hiccups. But since May, we've done 2 full months of giving through it, which has been very successful. So I would encourage others. It's very easy to monitor the income received into our bank account during the month, and then to check it up against the summary that we get from SumUp, which is a summary of all the donations. Of course, it is possible not to, as a treasurer, to record each time it comes into our bank, but wait and do it in one figure at the end of the month. The figures that we've received so far have been very encouraging. Over 2 months, we've taken a total of £266 for the PCC, and I think that's a great encouragement for anybody. And also those first 2 months, of course, there were no major church festivals. So as the year goes on, hopefully, Christmas, Easter, etc., the giving may increase. A very rough figure, if we take our June figure as a rough guide per month, we should receive about £1,570 for a full year, which is a great encouragement, especially in the current financial times.
Yeah, go for it.